Hello, everybody, and welcome to Manga Reflux. Yay, we're coming to within shouting distance of the end of Boku no Hero, currently.
Yay. Well,
Right.
I'm kind of sad about that, actually.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Right now it's 9 chapters away. By the time we actually get there, it'll be 10 chapters away.
But on the
We're planning on doing 5 chapters this week, 5 chapters next week, so we can get it all done.
But on the plus side, that means that we can get to the new thing sooner.
Yeah. The new things are amazing.
Plus, it's not like we're going to stop doing these ones. I mean, it just means we're going to do one a week instead of 5.
Yeah, but that means only one a week of awesome stuff.
But we get to talk more about it. We don't got to fly through 5 chapters.
True, that's very true. Okay. So, starting at chapter 30, which is where we left off. And we're doing we're still doing the cavalry event. That's still a thing.
The safest school event ever created.
Yeah. And Todoroki is basically stomping the competition right now.
Yeah, it's basically one team A team with over more points than you can possibly imagine, and then 3 B teams, and then everybody else has 0 points.
Yeah.
Actually, Todoroki isn't. He's pretty much focused completely on Deku, isn't he? And then
but he has 4 headbands at the moment, so
you got those in passing.
Yeah.
I like seeing...
Oh, you have a headband, yoink, basically.
I have to say, I like seeing Team Mineta and then seeing 0P right next to it.
Oh god, why is he the fucking team name?
I like seeing that it has 0 points, though, because he's in it.
Actually, yeah, that's probably the best. That's the softest blow.
If it was like, Froggy-chan has 0 points, I'd feel bad, but because it's his name, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's pretty fine. I'm okay. I'm cool with it. If we could have, minus 60 points, that'd be great. Someone just...
Somebody kicks him down, writes on a piece of his clothing, 60 points, and then rips it off. On his, shirt or something, his sleeve.
One day we're going to get to the bottom of this irrational hatred you had of Mineta.
That's me, but never mind. Zero's joining in. I'm okay with this.
I don't like him either. I'm not at the level of hatred that Casey has, but I find it hilarious to hate on him, so I'm going to continue to do so.
Yeah.
It's almost pathological at this point. I don't get it, but it's there.
So, Cocky Copy Dude is going away. Just yeah, we can do this. It's so good. And then, wait!
Bakugo still wants a piece of ass.
Yeah. Slicer got dropped, so I'm just sort of...
Oh.
Anyway,
Wow.
what did I miss?
We just started, so...
Bakugo's just charging at this guy, and then he's like, wait, Bakugo, don't fly off the handle, as he explodes himself into midair.
Screw that. Yeah. Bakugo wants a piece of that ass. He's going to get it.
Speaking of pieces of ass, fan art.
Sweet as hell, we didn't talk about that.
Okay. Whatever. Joke's hot. And then Bakugo looking... bleh. It literally looks like he's saying bleh. Anyway.
Swoogity swoop. So then we find out Subaraba Kosei, his quirk is solid air. Which is kind of... it says he's able to solidify air from a wall or platform. You could probably do a lot more with that. If you use your imagination.
For all intents and purposes, right now, it's basically the double jump from Devil May Cry.
Yeah. Which is nice, I guess. But Bakugo doesn't care anyways and breaks through it.
Well, it's air still, so that makes sense.
Doesn't work as a shield very well.
Skype might close on me. I just tried to close it 3 times, so I might be gone really quick. Yeah.
Okay. We're on page 6, by the way.
So yeah, he took 2 of them.
Yeah, good for him and stuff.
He's back up in 3rd place.
Go, Bakugo. I mean, you're not number 1, but, I mean, you could always be number 2 or number 3. Hell, you could even be number 4. I don't care.
Let's cheer for Bakugo. No.
I'm cheering
Team
for
Tetsu.
Bakugo.
I kind of want Team Tetsu Tetsu to stay in second though, because Tetsu 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 Tetsu. Tetsu Tetsu. Tetsu.
He's a Pokemon.
Tetsu
basically.
Tetsu. I know, it's great. He only knows to move Harden though.
Yeah.
Hey, Harden's got him this
Metapod.
far. Maximum hardness, Metapod.
Alright, so,
Yeah.
Tape saves Bakugo again.
Yay.
But it's not enough. Bakugo wants more. He wants to be Mr. Number 1.
And he starts hitting on Hardman in front of him. He's really upset. So everybody wants their points back now, basically.
Yeah, it's getting a little confusing, I'll be honest, as to what's going on.
They're rushing back. They're like, we need more points. We got 2 headbands. Let's go for the rest.
Okay, what page are you on right now?
I am blasting forward again.
Yeah, stop doing that without telling anyone.
All right.
That's-
We were on page 9 when Kenji was saying it's not enough.
And you're reading another thing anyway.
And then I went to the next page.
Okay, Bakugo's the announcer's saying no mercy from Bakugo, dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he steals another headband, that's where I am right now. From trying to find where Zero was. Again, tell people when you jump ahead.
Alright. Well, yeah.
Yeah, so... Now he's looking for Deku and Todoroki because they're the big hotshots that he wants to take down, because that's his whole thing. I'm gonna be the man that... Anyway, sorry. I went a little bit, 500 miles there for a second. That's a reference no one gets, apparently. Yay. Anyway. So, Todoroki and Deku are duking it out with 20 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, man, that was way jump ahead.
Yeah, you didn't even tell us. Like, we were still waiting on page 9 for you. That's why
I literally said exactly where I was. I said, no mercy from Bakugo, what's his name, says the announcer. That was your clue as to where I was.
we weren't there yet. We went back for you.
I was looking for where Zero was, like I said.
I was a few pages back, remember? I said I was on page, 9 or 10.
You read a different site, so it's different page numbers.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. Let's
Okay.
go to the no mercy part.
Which I literally just talked through while everyone
Yeah.
was being incredibly silent.
Okay, so 20 seconds left on the clock.
Yay!
Todoroki's using fire, which he said he would never do, but he's kind of really terrified.
Yeah. Because, Deku at his I'm going to, do something is kind of scary, because All Might powers, basically.
And I don't think there's any way anybody missed that freaking one punch he did in the beginning test.
Yeah.
So you don't want to get hit by that. No matter what, you do not want to get hit by that. So it's...
And also, to point out, he matched Bakugo's explosive pitch thing that he did in the pitching test. He matched that with just one finger.
Mm-hmm.
So, with his whole hand like that,
You're screwed.
Yeah, basically.
So, instead of actually hitting, though, he swipes his hand to the side and uses the wind pressure as a distraction.
Mm.
Because he just wants that headband.
Yeah, and he takes it.
Yeah, and this time...
And calls it a smash for some reason.
This time he does not actually break his hand.
Yay!
Because for some reason, when he uses on people, he can he consciously doesn't want to hurt people, so will always tone it down as much as he can to it where it doesn't even hurt him.
That's what we discover later, but yes. But he got the wrong headband, and it's only worth 70 points.
You know what? Everybody else has 0.
Not everybody. There's 4 teams that have more than that, and they're only taking the first 4 teams.
Yeah.
So they need more points.
Yeah, they do.
Like, right now.
But there's 10 seconds. Unfortunately, time just dwindles on down.
Yep, and the audience count down so everyone can hear it and read it and stuff. So 7, 6, 5, 4. Everyone's sort of panicking.
Derp 2! Or rather... yeah, Ryder.
Yeah. Thunderp.
Yeah, Thunderp is better.
Thunderp was better.
Yeah, Thunderp. I forgot about that one. Thunderp.
Alright, so 2, 1, and Deku's reaching, and time's up. And he didn't get one.
Yeah.
What page are we on anyway?
For Eat Manga, we're at page 16.
For me, I'm at page 18.
It says time up at the top in big letters.
In first place, Team Todoroki.
Durr.
Yay.
Why is he pissed? He's in first place.
He's got a headband taken.
Because he fucked up, he used the wrong
and
side of his
fire,
powers.
Yeah. In second place, Team Bakugo, and he's pissed with that.
Also pissed.
In third place, Team... Wait, huh? It's Team Shinso. And he's actually happy with it. But his point was like,
really
what?
any surprise for Bakugo to be pissed, though? I mean, that's kind of his generic mood.
Yeah.
Baseline mood, even.
Oh, this guy's creepy.
I'm really sorry, guys. And he's got his waifus and his bird.
A little bit, yeah.
So Tokoyami was like, hey, Todoroki was kind of really agitated. I want to take 10 million, but, we'll have to solve for this, because I stole a headband with my freaking shadow.
My awesome bird shadow. Stole us a shadow.
Yeah. Still awesome.
It's giving us a thumbs up. Because it's cool like that.
So, Tokoyami is confirmed best character.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's pretty awesome. And we get
Top 3
Deku
being...
Yeah.
Wow, that's one very strong power.
Geyser of tears.
I think he got that power from his mom. I think he actually had a quirk. It was just tears.
Yeah. It's just
they just
relief.
couldn't detect it.
Well, I mean, his mom's power is gravitational crap, so his dad might have, tear powers. I don't know what his power is.
His dad he could breathe fire.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I just want to point out you can't see his eyes with those tear geysers, so they might have just exploded out of his head during that. Yeah.
It's the Kenichi eye lasers, but with water.
How much pressure would that put on his eyeballs to be able to force his legs into the ground like that?
Yeah, they would get squished.
So,
Todoroki's brooding.
Yeah. See, everybody's dismissed. And then... when did we lose all our points? Maybe it's punishment for taking that dwarfy kid's headband in such an unfair way. And then you get to see the most hilarious depiction of their actual team. Unetta's team.
That's horrifying.
And then she's stuck in one of the thorns from her hair to take their points through a little opening that's very very suspicious.
Froggy-chan. Yay, Froggy-chan.
Yeah.
You got a line. And you're talking to
Girl next to her.
Acid
Yeah,
girl.
Acid Girl is, talking as well.
She advances. Acid Girl advances.
Is
Yay.
her name Mina, or is she using Mina as in everyone?
Mina Ashida. That's her name. That's the...
Okay.
Yeah. Oh god, her name is literally Acid.
Yeah, I know, it's great, right?
That's a little on the nose.
Is that... No, okay, in a world like this, you would name your children after their quirks. Because don't you know from birth? Or
No, you don't.
No.
They activate it like 4 or 5 years old.
Right. I suppose you can guess if both parents
Based
have
on
abilities.
the parents,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
Or you just get name change when their quirk comes around.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that past them either.
Mm.
Yeah, in this world, I don't know. And
Todoroki's dad, he'd totally do that.
yeah. Ochiko's like, Ida, that was super duper speed. That super duper speed was sneaky. And then he's just like, oh, well, sneaky, it's simply not in the manual.
He really does do weird hand gestures. Look at
And
that.
then Thunderpus
It's-
herpa-derpa-doo.
Is he doing hand puppets?
No, he's just waving his hand, like, dismissively.
He's just like, yeah. And then Thunder,
With his thumb like that. Mm.
herpa-derpa-doo. That was fun, wee.
Awesome.
Fun derp.
And Decky's having a face down with Todoroki.
Mm. Yeah.
So what's up, bro? And at the same time, All Might scene with Endeavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the weird one where this was actually the extra from, I forget what it is, but it's like 25 extra or 18 extra, one of those two. It's this scene where they're just talking in this little alleyway thing.
Can I just say Endeavor looks really creepy?
Yes. His facial hair is fire.
Yeah.
His eyebrows
Maybe-
and beard are fire.
Maybe
Not
in
even his
anime it
eyebrows.
looks cool, but this is just weird.
Hmm. Well, yeah, I guess you could have the fire be moving in that, and that'd be cool. He'd be a pain in the arse to animate.
Oh, yeah.
Just having him in an episode would raise the budget for it by like 50% or something.
What?
Just having to animate that fire.
Just watch. You're going to make it all just a solid beard and eyebrow thing with lava that just glows. There you go. Easy. Save all the money in the budget.
I'm okay with
really
that.
hope-
I mean, it looks stupid, but...
It would, but at the same time, it would.
And then they make it actual move and be fire when he's agitated, I guess. Yeah, that'd probably work. And then you could continue the anime tradition of having the fight scenes be the bits that have good animation.
Yeah.
Anyway, lots of pages for the translators. Thank you, translators. We appreciate it. Please stop loading the chapters down with this stuff.
A lot of it's useful information for background context and stuff, but it's still...
Some of it,
it's a bit
but then
much.
there's like 3 pages for, hey, we're the translators. Yay, us.
We get to see a little UA file for Todoroki. Todoroki's hair, quite real. Todoroki's burn, ... Todoroki's mouth, pretty flippant. Todoroki's body, impressively toned. Todoroki's
Not that you'd
legs,
ever know it.
fast.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it tells us right now that if he keeps activating his freeze power long enough, he'll suffer frostbite. So we need to use the heat to keep his body stable.
And likewise for the other side.
Yeah, he'd probably burn himself really badly if he used it too much.
Which means the only reason he has a weakness, or his weakness matters, is because he refuses to use one side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you might...
So,
yeah.
but other than that, he's baseline human.
Yeah.
So, then fan art of All Might being All Might, then No Might being No Might.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not being No Might because he's not coughing up blood, so not quite.
Oh yeah, fair point. Fair point.
Alright.
Those eyes are creepy, but they're kind of awesome.
They are.
Mm.
So they're talking, and Todoroki's just like, you blindsided me. You know, you broke my pledge.
The intimidation is much colder.
Yeah.
Huh? Get it?
Yeah. Next page. Neither Ida, nor Kaminari, nor Yayarozu, nor Tokiyami, nor Ochiko ever felt it. Uraraka. Only I felt it at that moment. After all, it was only me who'd seen All Might at his full power up close. So, what do you want to say? What I felt from you was something similar. Yo. You All Might's illegitimate child, or what?
Well, sort of.
Technically, yeah.
Technically. I mean, he's his heir.
He would be genetically related to All Might now, wouldn't he? A little bit, at least distantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he took in his DNA, which I assume would have some impact on his own DNA.
Specifically because it reconfigured his DNA to give him powers.
Yeah. So, in a sense, yeah, he is All Might's illegitimate child.
And he's like, you got it all wrong. Well, of course, that's exactly what a Secret Son would say. So if you don't believe me, but I swear that's not it. Actually, I got something to ask you. Why me?
No, you're just reading the script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why are you trying to get a piece of this, bro?
Yeah.
Sure.
So
basically, this is Todoroki expositing his backstory.
Yeah.
He is the son of Endeavor, which means that he is the son of the number 2 to All Might's number 1.
And Bakugo, or not Bakugo, Deku is related to All Might in some way, the number 1, so that makes them automatically rivals.
Natural rivals, supposedly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that supposed part that comes into play.
Yeah. So, back to Endeavor and All Might. And All Might is somewhat polite.
Why so cold, pal?
Endeavor just wants him to go fuck off.
Yeah, basically.
It
feels a little Naruto Sasuke right now. I gotta admit.
Yeah, a little bit.
All Might's like, your son's fucking awesome. How'd you train him up to be so awesome? Teach me how, bro. And Endeavor's like, fuck you, dude. I hate your guts. My son's so awesome, he's gonna kick your ass one day.
Just like, I made that boy.
That's why he exists.
Actually, now that I've said it, I feel like this is probably what a conversation between Dad Naruto and Dad Sasuke would probably be like.
Yeah, probably. Maybe? I don't know.
Except All Might's more than just that big happy persona he puts out.
Anyway.
He has actual character depth, you mean? I know, it's great.
I know, right?
Just remember, you fool, that someday I'll have made him a hero that shall surpass you. That's the reason I made that boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll surpass you. I'll make him.
Father of the Year.
Yeah, round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
So, Todoroki's saying, he kind of could not beat All Might at anything, so because he couldn't beat it with his own power, he's like, hey, let's have a baby.
I'll get that kid to beat him with his own power,
gonna make a baby.
which technically is my fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a baby with someone awesome, with awesome powers, so my awesome powers and their awesome powers will mix and make like a double awesome baby to whoop All Might's ass.
Quirk marriages are a thing in this world.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
No worse than regular arranged marriage.
Pretty much,
Which is still a thing.
It's like breeding racehorses to get the fastest horse. Like, it has a sort of wrongness to it.
And it's just as dehumanizing as it sounds when you turn that into breeding humans.
Yeah.
Again, just like arranged marriages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
the only difference is the effects are a real tangible thing and not some theoretical power that you get from them.
Why?
Unless the power will be very real.
Why did Endeavor search for a wife with ice powers? The chance that the two powers would cancel each other out is just as high as one where somebody gets both of them.
Because if it did work that it got both of them, then he would have no weakness. I imagine Endeavor has the similar weakness that Todoroki has by just using one side. But if he got something that could cancel that weakness out himself, then
it would make him pretty powerful.
I suppose it's a
multiple times more powerful. That will probably do. Yeah.
And so, while he's talking in the background, Mineta sees girls in cheerleading outfits, and then he looks towards the girls of Class A.
Planning.
See, he's an intelligent pervert.
No, he isn't.
And then Thundurp is like, good idea.
Which shows you how clever this is. So, in the meantime, Todoroki is giving more exposition that he doesn't want to be his dad's tool.
It's kind of implied that his dad raped his mom.
No, it's not.
She's always crying.
It's not rape, it's contractually obligation, or contractual obligation.
Yeah, probably.
Which isn't good, but it's not
at that level then. Yeah. So his mom, the reason he has these burn is because his mom said his left side was ugly and then dumped boiling water on him when he was a kid.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, Endeavor used her and just wanted her to give him a child that could beat All Might, but she apparently didn't know that until well after the fact. And then she eventually ended up taking all that frustration out on him.
And either killing herself or leaving. It's kind of implied. At least that's what I got anyway.
It's not explicitly said exactly what happened to her at all. It's entirely possible she's still alive and doing something else.
But despite her pouring boiling water on his face, Todoroki does not hate his mom. At all. On the contrary, he hates his dad and loves his mom.
Well, that does make sense. I mean...
Yeah.
Ish. It would require someone magnificently understanding. But, you know...
I can
apparently
see
he's that.
He probably already hated his dad, so it was very easy just to lay the blame at his dad's feet and just kind of push it all onto him.
That's true. So this is his total disavowal of him. He will never use his fire side.
Except he only did earlier, and now he's trying to make Deku feel bad about it.
Sort of. He's kind of congratulating Deku on being so amazing that he felt forced to use his fire side.
He's explaining the significance of it.
Yeah, and saying, okay, you are my rival. You are connected to All Might. You are something I need to acknowledge and to beat. And because I've acknowledged that, I will now only use my one side like I always planned to.
And also listening on this is Bakugo. And the look on his face can kind of tell you that he's thinking, wow, I do not have anywhere near as good a reason to be number one.
Yeah, at least he's taking it seriously and not just going, whatever.
He's just like, wow, I didn't know that. And I kind of like that. It's a nice expression he has on.
That'd be the backstory of a main character. If this were a comic. Writer, please never do this again.
I'm willing to accept it because Deku's a nerd. He reads this kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's the first comparison he would make.
No, writer, please never do this again.
Fine.
It's always the nerd characters that make that comparison, and it always falls flat. No, don't do that again.
They're going to do it again.
Don't do that again.
You have no power over this person.
I don't care. Don't do it again.
Or what? You'll drop the manga?
Or I'll do I don't know, pick one of Kenchi's intros from one of his chapters, I'll do one of those.
What?
Oh. Okay. I understand that.
Anyway,
but
yeah.
I kind of feel like I'm okay with that. That doesn't really do anything for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and Deku is now talking himself down again, because that's exactly what people want to hear all the time. Modesty from the person that just beat you, basically.
He does have he has always had a poor opinion of himself.
Mm.
And
Plus,
so
Plus, Todoroki did just finish explaining why it was significant for him, so he would have to explain why it's significant that Deku is so determined to win.
Yeah, I just want to point out that this is kind of an insensitive moment for him to just say, hey, I'm not that great, even though I just beat you.
Well, to be fair...
In fact, it's basically what Bakugo was supposed to be, if you remember.
Yeah.
Originally, he was going to be the sort of nice guy, but kind of a dick accidentally guy. This is kind of what Deku's being right now.
Yeah. Still, like, to be fair, a lot of the time he's had people helping him. Like, Tokiyami took that band that actually managed for them to win, and he had a lot of, like, he's had a lot of help and a lot of support. But
that wasn't the significant part. He wasn't talking about the whole, hey, you got through the competition and stuff, and you got another headband so you can go on to the final round. Yeah. He was talking about, you went toe-to-toe with me, and I felt so pressured I had to use my right side, and you still got the fucking headband.
Yeah,
It's a you beat me moment. That's the whole reason that this whole conversation is taking place. So he doesn't give a shit about the whole, oh, someone's always helping me thing.
Yeah. But I feel like as he starts to get more, like that first part, it's kind of really dickish to start off like that. But as he gets more into it, you know, I'm going to become number one. I don't have as good reason as you. But I can't lose, so I'm going to take it back and echo it, and I'm going to beat you too, essentially. Which is a lot better than what he first said.
Yeah.
Well, the first part makes sense when you consider what Deku's personality and his experiences are. Yeah. That's how he would start that conversation. It's not the greatest way to do it.
Yeah. If we started the conversation perfectly, I'm not sure I'd be great with that either.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad way to, you know, for the script to go. It's just how the character comes off in that moment.
Yeah.
Also, again, it's probably, what is it, cultural differences thing. You're supposed to be very modest about everything in Japan. We're not. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Not so much.
So, yeah. That might have gone okay with the Japanese audience, but not so much with, you know, someone like me that is not cool with being modest about everything all the time.
I'm modest. I'm totally modest. I'm the most modest person you've ever met.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm really bad at being modest as well. Yeah, pride is my sin.
Generally speaking, in the West, if somebody says, hey, you have great handwriting, you don't say, oh, no, I had pretty terrible handwriting before so-and-so taught me. You just say, yeah, I'm pretty great.
Pretty much. Anyway, so, there's good news for those who dropped out of the preliminaries, says announcer. This is still a sports festival, so to have everyone continue to be able to participate, we've got some recreational events in store.
Yay.
Just look how...
And look, cheerleaders!
From America!
Is that how they view us? Pointy?
Apparently, I guess.
We need to go quickly. They need to call the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. That's what they needed.
Right.
Are they also pointy?
They're not. They're not.
They're quite round and bouncy, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I guess Americans are pointy now. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and off-page spread of 1A in cheerleader outfits.
And the looks on their face is absolute horror. It's embarrassment and just, wait a second, are we not supposed to do this?
Yeah.
Mineta is a genius.
Okay. Yeah. Good. No, I still can't say it. No.
I have to
Yeah, so you still
begrudgingly
suck,
accept this because, all right, nice job.
All the girls need to do the cheering battle. So Momo made uniforms and everything.
And we get to see how busty Invisible Girl is, and it's pretty busty.
Pretty busty.
Yeah.
She's actually at Momo level. About so, because Invisible Girl, yeah.
Yeah. Good for her. And stuff.
Nobody will ever know that you have an invisible girlfriend.
Yeah.
You make out with her on a date. You just look like you're sticking your tongue in the air.
Yeah. Or it looks like your tongue disappears.
Yeah, your tongue just disappears, and that's horrifying.
A little bit.
Oh god, if she was a yandere, that would be so perfect. You could just spy on you.
You'd never see her coming.
Yeah.
Invisible Girl yandere, please. That's terrifying.
That's awesome.
It's terrifying.
That's the greatest thing I've heard all day.
Oh, okay, so we have the bracket for the final round of the tournament. One-on-one combat, because that's how all of these end, every time.
You got a problem with that?
No, I'm just saying name one tournament that hasn't ended in a one-on-one combat thing.
There isn't. They all
I've
have
actually kind of been waiting for one-on-one combat thing. I really like that.
Yeah. Alright, chapter 32. And it's the file on Tail Guy. He has a strong and robust tail, apparently.
Dude, it's so beefy. Look at that.
It's very muscular.
The rest of his body is adequately strong. It'd need to be.
It's just one humongous muscle.
Yeah.
Buying pants must suck.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of got a third arm. Rather more like a third leg.
Ew.
I'm resisting the urge to make a penis joke here.
I was making one.
So we'd have 4 then.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, that's Tail Guy.
It's just like...
We know pretty much nothing else about him except the fact that he has a giant tail that is muscular.
Pretty much, yeah. It didn't actually go into his personality.
Yeah, tail makes it hard to sit down.
Which, yeah.
Gotta lay on your front, I guess.
That's kind of the realization I had. Like, sure, a tail would be awesome, but I sit specific ways to be most comfortable, and I'd be sitting right on the tail.
Yep, me too.
You just do what my dog does. You kind of lay on your back, but on the side.
Yeah, so everyone's fucking psyched about the tournament. Yeah, okay.
Tournament last year, each year is always 1 versus 1. Determine a drawing. Yeah.
Also, 1A is still in the cheerleader outfits.
Yeah.
Got a problem with that?
When are they gonna?
Really?
Where would they change exactly?
Because if they go back and leave, then they're gonna miss something. I feel like. And
all right, so they have to draw lots to. She's wearing stockings and a garter belt. Okay.
She's appropriate for all ages.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, so the teams are drawing lots and stuff, and Tail Guy is dropping out supposedly.
Because his only power is tail.
Pretty much.
I've got power over explosions. I've got power over fire and ice. I've got tail.
The real reason is because the person who was leading his team used some kind of quirk on him.
Yeah.
I have to say, tail whip from this guy would be very effective.
Creepy sunken eyes guy.
Yeah. So he doesn't feel like he earned it, so he's going to drop out.
Yeah.
Well, again, this is a Japanese thing, so I guess.
I get it, though. I mean, yeah. He wants to feel like he earned it, and at this point, he has a massive blank spot in his memory.
Wasn't he a while back, I think he paired up with the Invisible Girl, so he has some sort of relationship with her.
Yeah, they're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they did the thing together.
Yeah.
The battle
thing.
I believe so, yeah. The team battle thing they did.
Yeah. So they know each other. They're probably friends.
Why are you wearing a cheerleader outfit? Yeah.
Why not? Is how she should have responded.
Yeah, and some other guy no one cares about is resigning too.
Why did they give him a name?
I don't know.
He might come up later. I don't know.
Probably not.
This person comes up with the most random names, and this person's power is probably related to that name, but we have no idea what it is. Translated to, at least. And so, Miss Everyone, all ages appropriate, is those innocent words, I liked them!
Why are you whipping stuff?
Because that's her thing.
Because that's what she does.
I see. So she accepts their resignation from the tournament, and Cocklaser, of course, he's so manly, he's not giving up. He's still in it, if anyone cares.
He just wants to be a part of something. People were ignoring him for more than 10 seconds, so he had to do something about it.
Yeah.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, how can you ignore the Cocklaser? You can't. You shouldn't.
Well, you can, as long as he's not firing it. So I guess, he might have to blast off something every few seconds just to stay relevant.
Yeah, so Tetsu get the spots, apparently.
Girl with side ponytail.
Is that actually a side ponytail or in the back when she turns her head?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like a side ponytail.
Yeah, there's a panel at the bottom of the page that's on the side.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Everyone loves Tetsu. He's in now.
Tetsu.
Tetsu. Alright, so we have the bracket, and it's Deku against the hypnotism guy, and Todoroki against some other guy.
Shiozaki.
I think that's Octopus.
It's Todoroki versus Tate guy.
Oh. I think that's Octopus guy against Thunderp. Ida against the Gadgets girl.
Yeah.
Acid Girl against
Ayama?
anyone? Damn. Who is that?
I don't know.
Birdman against...
yeah, Cocklaser. That's Cocklaser.
Oh, is it? Okay.
With Acid Girl versus Cocklaser.
Birdman against...
Momo,
I think that's...
girl.
Yeah, fan service girl. And
Tetsu versus Hardman.
against Hardbody, yeah. And Gravity against Bakugo, Bomberman.
The best matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be special when we do that next episode. So, Shinso is probably that guy, and he's against Todoroki in the second fight, almost certainly. So Deku's like, oh, shit. Yeah.
And Tail Guy stops him from responding when he talks to him.
Oh boy, I wonder if that will be important later. Alright, so Todoroki's just like, it's facing them really soon. It's the second round. I mean, I'm not going to lose the Tate guy.
Infinity Girl is still in the cheerleader outfit.
It's just like, why do I have to fight him?
And is rightfully terrified at who her opponent is.
Yeah.
Like, if she had to fight, like, Hardbody, she could definitely just make him float.
Oh, yeah.
And then she'd basically win. But that's really hard to just... He can propel himself with explosions.
Just stop at the word explosions and you have pretty much why she's terrified. Doesn't need anything more than that.
Even if you used your powers on him to make him weightless, you have the DBZ problem where he can essentially fly if that happens. So he would never touch the ground. He wouldn't get a ring out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
He would actually become more terrifying.
So we have the recreational events, and no one cares. And everyone else is sort of doing whatever they do when they're about to be in a fight, I guess. Yeah, and Minato is... I don't even know what he's supposed to be doing, I don't care. Cheerleaders.
Was Ida drinking energy drinks?
Probably.
They're orange juice. That's his fuel, orange juice.
Yeah.
Invisible Girl is not wearing a skirt.
But you know what?
Oh, rather, sorry, she is wearing a skirt. She is not wearing knickers.
Not at all.
Why would you need to? There's nothing under that skirt.
There's something there, you just can't see it.
Yeah. Alright, so... Yeah. Cheerleaders.
Actually, I just realized that wearing panties would actually be detrimental, because then you could see an outline of something.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Of course, Slicer would have to point out the logic in this sort of thing.
But that's what I do. I find ways to bullshit around the logic, so I need to see the logic first.
Anyway, so, on to the actual tournament thing that's going on.
Everybody is good. Everybody's ready.
Yep. Cementos gives them an arena to fight in.
That is a Pokemon name if I ever heard one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much.
That's an arena. I did not realize it was that diverse.
Intricate, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a ring on a platform.
Oh.
Yeah, but he probably did all the symbols and everything.
No. I thought one side was like water, one side was earth. Those pillars were fire. But
he's putting the cement in. There's fire pillars. There's like fire at the edges for like those are like torches or something.
Yeah.
But everything else lit. Everything else just...
Not even that, it's just to be fancy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
This is during the day.
Who knows how long the matches will last? I mean...
Well, that's true. Double page spread makes me have to scroll. God damn it. Alright. So Deku is... I don't know.
He's getting ready, and then All Might comes over there.
You mean No Might?
No Might.
Like, hey, since you were able to dominate the One for All, and then like, no, I'm still kind of scared.
In his whoopee voice.
Still terrified.
I keep playing in my head the way I felt when I attacked that villain. But if I lose concentration, I hurt myself. Yeah,
Anyway.
So we learned the amount of strength that his body can actually tolerate is hardly 5%.
Well, he's a kid.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Also, why isn't there a percent sign there? It just says 5.
He said if it was out of 100.
Oh, okay.
It would be 5. So basically translates to 5%. Which makes it really hard to control, because you have to bring it down really low.
Yeah. If he could do it, though, running would be the first step. Finding out how to run, use that 5% for running.
Yeah. But even then, he can hardly handle that 5%, so...
Nobody's just judo chopping the crap out of him.
Yeah. So, don't have a sad face. In times of adversity, you need to smile. Thumbs up, All Might. Yeah.
What is that symbol above his head? Smile?
Probably smile.
Grin, or possibly sparkle for the fucking teeth, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alright, so you got this far, so you need to stand up straight, show your chest, and don't forget, I'm always watching you.
Oh god, not again.
I'm turning All Might creepy. I shouldn't turn All Might creepy.
Yeah, let's not do
That's
that.
Right.
No Might could be creepy, not All Might.
Yeah. So, Deku against who we know is the hypnotism guy. But that wasn't revealed yet, so we're kind of spoiling.
It's heavily implied it's some kind of mind power. I mean, you could just assume at this point.
Yeah, so basically, simple fight rules. If you get wrung out, then that's it. If you say, I give up, that's it.
You beat shit out of your opponent, they can't move anymore, it's over.
That's it, yeah. So, pretty simple rules. It's basic fight rules.
Yeah.
More or less.
Basic non-fatal fight rules.
Yeah.
Don't kill each other.
Heroes don't kill each other.
Yeah. It's not even that. If you put them at risk, so if you damage them bad enough that, they might die, then you still lose.
Yeah.
This is handcuffing Bakugo. This isn't fair.
This is handcuffing a lot of people.
That depends. I mean, Bakugo's explosions seem to be able to be turned down, so he can just singe people and use concussive force.
But what's the fun in that?
Well, there isn't, but it's better than losing outright.
Yeah. So hypnotism is taunting.
Pretty much.
And he's taunting, and Deku falls for it.
Yeah, because Deku, when you attack, he has weaknesses in things. If you start talking about his beliefs and what he likes, he can get kind of riled up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and we've seen that happen quite a few times throughout the series, so this isn't too much of a surprise. But come on, Deku.
He doesn't have a lot of things to be proud of about himself, so he takes a lot of pride in those few things.
Yeah.
Okay, and I just want to point out, for some reason, All Might is Spanish right now.
No, it's been doing that for a while, actually, doing the upside down exclamation points and question marks.
Really?
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed.
I don't know why, but okay.
All Might is the multicultural hero.
I'm just thinking, instead of just that, I'm thinking he's saying, K?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Okay.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? And stuff.
Why are you asking where the library is?
The only piece of Spanish you know.
I had to take French and Spanish at school, and it got a little mixed up. You can't take two languages at once. It doesn't work like that. They get confused.
Pescados, por favor. 2 fish tacos, please. That's all the Spanish my dad needs to know.
Paella. Other Spanish food.
Okay.
Gasta en mi pantalones. Y tú en patatas.
So Deku's hypnotized.
Man, Flux is multicultural.
We're not doing the podcast
I
yet.
know, but I just think it'd be hilarious. We are.
Culture flux.
At the beginning, Deku, he's completely stopped moving. Oh no!
Right. Chapter 33.
And we get another finger quote color page.
Here he comes,
God,
save the
Joey.
day!
Yeah, it's in red this time, so... Yay.
Deku, huh? Even though he hasn't made any impression at all up until now, could it be that he's scary?
Yes, look at his face. It's fucking terrifying.
A little bit, yeah,
You know his
He
hair's
has mind powers. Of course he's going to look horrifying.
Find out in later illustrations that his hair is blue.
He looks like a sex offender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
sex with their powers.
Obviously,
He does, yeah.
Obviously, Shinso failed the heroics practical skills exam because mind control does not work against robots.
Yeah.
Not usually. Unless it's like the Terminator or something.
Yeah, so he went to the general department.
Mm.
Not fair. If he were a technomancer, he'd have passed that shit.
Yeah.
Instead, he just controls people.
Yeah.
So, since this is a way to get into the hero side of the academy, then he would probably go through. Because this was his only realistic way in.
Yeah.
So that's probably what he's going for.
Yeah.
Which he pretty much said when the arc started, so makes sense.
And to be honest, I think just from this show alone of what he can do, it's pretty obvious he should be in the hero department.
We might see him transferred in after this arc.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible. I'd like to see that.
Oh, yeah.
There's some stuff that they could do with this character, so I'd like to see that.
So,
So he tells Deku to fuck off, basically.
Just leave.
Just get out of
bounds.
Yeah.
So if somebody answers him, he can make them do whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Which means talking with him sucks.
Yeah.
Never get into an argument with this guy. Ever.
Never get into anything with this guy. This is a power for someone who is never going to have any social contact with anyone ever.
But he doesn't need to hypnotize them. The possibility is just there for him to do so.
If you have to say,
so no one would ever want to talk to him.
If you have to say anything to him, have someone else say it for you. Talk through someone else to speak to this person.
Get, like, I don't know, a computer and put Microsoft Sam on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You can type messages to him.
Yes, that's how you do it. He's a person that you text.
Yeah.
Probably runs a blog so he can make contact with people. And when people answer him back, he's like, oh man, I can't control what they're saying, but that's pretty great.
Hang on a sec. If we look at the results of the physical fitness test, Midoriya is one of the weakest students within the heroics department.
What?
Yeah, because he only got one success.
Yeah, when they did the test at the beginning, that makes sense.
They're still using that?
It's still kind of bullshit, though.
His average score should be higher than most people, though.
Yeah, because he says even without his quirk, he's still leagues above Shinso.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't be lowest. Like, the other people had powers, but it only really helped him in one or two of the categories. His physical abilities are pretty high for a regular human being.
He was one of the weaker students because he couldn't cheat on more, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, he only got to cheat on one event.
So did everyone else, though.
No,
they didn't.
Everyone else used their quirk in everything. They use it in different ways to boost themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, for example, Ida, for the pitching test, for example, he could use his, forward momentum as extra because he can move fast.
Yeah. Similarly with running, he could also boost his, thing. So
yeah.
Dick Laser could have just thrown the ball in the air and then timed it and shot it and then sent it flying.
Yeah, and make it go further. Yeah, that's entirely possible, but a little bit of a trick shot, I'll admit.
But the point is, he couldn't cheat in all of them because he didn't have that much control.
And All Might's freaking out, don't come this way, and there's symbols leaking out of his mouth. I don't quite...
They say, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Oh,
No.
It says right there at the top of the...
Yeah, it's good.
Don't do it.
I like that. That's a good effect.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, oh crap, oh man, and he even warned me before we began.
Isn't that, like, way overpowered? Yes, it is. A lot of these people are overpowered. You might have noticed. You included.
Well, at least he has a very clear and obvious weakness. Also, on the second panel here, he says, "Get him for me too," but it's 5 words on a piece of speech bubble that's like really big. I don't know why.
Your translation's weird.
Yeah. So basically, hypnotism. If you answer him, then he will be able to brainwash you, but you can get jerked out of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. Someone bumped against him, the tail guy, and he got knocked out of it.
So, yeah. It's really, really sucky to get trapped into that.
Yeah. So, Deku is panicking, and he's like, oh no, basically.
Oh, yeah.
I'm paraphrasing. And then he looks into the tunnel, and scary eyes, for some reason.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eyes. One of them has a...
1, 2, 3,
one of them
4,
only has
5,
one
6,
eye.
7, 7.5. You were wondering whether to consider that last person with only one eye a person, right?
They have an eye patch.
I think you should.
I know. That's why I said 8. I was trying to say person with an eye patch.
It was just too good an opportunity to quote Pillars of Eternity. I couldn't pass it up. In that case, it's a dwarf woman that he's not sure whether to count as a full person.
Alright, so...
I think you oughta, yeah.
8. And then that 8 plus All Might would be 9. That means he's like the 10.
Yeah.
To have the power, which has been established. So, he sees...
What on earth is this?
Yeah, I'm sure that what on earth looks a lot better in Japanese and katakana, because they sort of do that a lot.
They're all
writing downwards.
They write up and down, so yeah.
Yeah. Not the old, and then his power kind of moves on its own.
I think he gets inspiration to use it and consider it a bump, because his power injures him.
Yeah, it's like
a lot of the time.
He didn't want to. He wanted to not lose so badly that his power responded.
Mm.
So, yeah, breaks himself out of it.
Mm.
Break being a very important keyword here.
Yeah,
his fingers are screwed.
And he looks back, and that look on his face. He looks kind of. I feel kind of scared.
Mm.
He looks kind of angry, but then there's a little sweat that drop right there. It's just like, oh no,
He's like, could this be the lingering presence of those who wove this power?
Yeah,
okay.
wove, because remember, it's strength from one guy passed to another guy who adds his strength to it. So they created the power.
Like making a quilt.
I wouldn't have used wove myself, but okay.
It's just a translation.
Yeah. Contributed to, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Might have been a bit much. Anyway. So yeah, he's like, okay, I'm good now. And hypnotism is like, oh, he knows. Shit. So, yeah.
Say something else, please. Come on. I'm still talking shit. Why don't you say something else?
Count me jealous. You got all that power in just your little finger. Yeah. Yeah. Well, fuck you then.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Plus.
Yeah. So it's basically Deku facing someone that's kind of like himself.
Like he was before he got his power.
Mm.
Kind of like an angrier version of him.
Yeah, he has a power, but he can't really show it off because, well, it would terrify anyone that he showed it off to, and because, well, it's not flashy, it doesn't get him into, like, heroics or anything.
So it would definitely be very, very useful as a hero, but, yeah.
So he punches Deku, and then Deku looks pissed.
Mm.
Well, yeah, punching people usually does that.
And it's like... Yeah.
That's a face. God damn that eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I react to pain with extreme anger, so yeah, I can relate to this.
I think his nose is bleeding as well.
Yeah, he's got a nosebleed.
Yeah. So she's just like, you tried to push me out, don't be retarded. I can beat you up, and then it's just like, wait, no, he's stronger than you. And
by a lot.
Bakugo's like, hey, he used that move on me, but he throws him to the ground.
Judo throw. And Shinto's gone. So, Midoriya wins. Yay!
Woo. We all saw that coming, but it's, Yeah.
Action pack.
Alright. On to chapter 34, and this will be the last one of the episode. Probably.
Was it? I mean, we were actually flying through these pretty quick.
Yeah, we're at about an hour.
Alright.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I think this will be the last one for this episode, and then we'll do the last 5 next episode.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. So, opening with fan art... oh no, it's not fan art, it's actually the cover.
Mm-hmm.
It's cover page for Todoroki.
The hidden flames that scorch within!
This is a cool character design, I just want to say that. It's a little bit Zuko, but
Yeah.
With the white and the red, it's unique.
I actually didn't know his hair was...
to base on.
I didn't know his hair was red.
Yeah,
I thought it was just white and black.
White and black would be kind of but white and maroon, kind of like, that's really cool.
If it was white and black, it would remind me too much of Death the Kid for some reason. I don't know why.
It would remind me too much.
Because his hair was white and black.
Yeah, but not even close to that way.
Yeah.
No, his hair was black and white.
What?
It wasn't white and black. It was black and white. It just made
Come to think of it, Todoroki's whole design reminds me of Death the Kid.
Well, you know how it is. Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't know what you're going for here.
It's part of his song, Death the Kid, You Know How It Is.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a good song, actually.
It is.
Okay.
But you open with a fairly important panel here. We get some backstory for Brainwash Guy.
That's not important.
You can brainwash?
It is, though. This is the reason why he's a good character. Everyone's going on about how he can use his powers for just... well, the first guy goes, you could have a field day doing crazy bad stuff with your quirk like that. And he's like, no. Just, no.
And the other dude's like, sets me a bit uneasy. Don't go mind controlling us now. And Shinso's like, that's what they always say.
Yeah. Everyone thinks it'll be used for evil, but
yeah.
he doesn't want to.
He wants to be a hero.
Hmm.
That's why he's in the Hero Academy.
So, yeah. That is a good character, and I'd like to see more of it.
Yeah. The bottom of the next page rates her head just wrapped up like that.
Yeah, a little bit. So,
yeah, that's the same move you used on you, eh, Bucko?
Shut the fuck up.
Drooly. That's a good one. Also, my computer just crashed. What the fuck?
Oh.
Well,
we're still hearing
my video card crashed. It's just I can't see anything right now. It's just a black screen.
Oh. Okay.
So, bit of no-frills battle to start the tournament off.
But round of applause, yay!
I guess, yeah, from an outsider's perspective, that was pretty boring. I mean, one person just walked back, then walked forward, and then they got into a brief fight, which is a pretty civilian level, and then they won. Or he won.
Hmm. So, Shinso's like, hey, I want to be a hero and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just nice.
And then he walks
everyone's
off,
like, hey!
his head down, and they start giving him props.
You're great.
Yeah,
you're
pretty awesome. You gave him a hard run for his money, you know?
Yeah, you're just from the general education like us. We thought you'd suck like we do, but yeah, you almost kicked his ass. Way to go.
And all the heroes are discussing that quirk would be incredibly helpful against villains. I want that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So they're even considering him as a sidekick, let alone as part of the heroics department.
UA must have been idiots to put him into the general department.
Kinda. They're testing nothing but robots.
They don't go by a case-by-case basis, unfortunately. Even when it's very clear that, I mean, his power is suited for the division, they just don't want to do it, I guess.
Mm. Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Since it was like...
He's gonna be a fucking hero anyway, so fuck you guys.
And then Deku's like, right! And then he gets... Yeah. And... Shinso's so cool.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, we're gonna be pros now because you're okay with talking to me, even though you know you probably shouldn't be talking to me.
Yeah. Deku's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Plus, like, what's the worst that could happen? This is after the match ended.
Mm. So, he's getting his hand healed up and stuff. It's all good. Yeah.
Getting the boo-boo kissed.
Yeah.
Look at those lips. Just extending. The top right panel.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Exposition time again. Deku talks about hallucinating something. The eyes in the tunnel. Yeah.
Why did the nurse just elbow him in the wound? Well, okay, that's on the other side, but still, I assume the entire area is pretty tender.
Yeah, so one of them had All Might's hairstyle, apparently. Even though, how the hell do you tell that?
Just, I don't know.
Maybe Deku did have a quirk. And it's night vision, because I don't see how the fuck he saw anything in that. I didn't see anything.
No. Yeah.
He saw the 8, and then he saw somehow Oh my.
There's only 7 now. Maybe we shouldn't have counted that last one as a person.
No, it's the bubbles are obscuring part of it too. So
I don't know. Anyway.
He says there were.
So could it have been? And he's like, fucking no, basically.
So basically, what this is a milestone for it serves as a good way to tell you you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. They don't have a will of their own. It's just like, hey, you're getting to grips with the power. So, yay.
Yeah. It was your unwilling of willpower that caused that mission to appear and broke the spell.
That's a weird phrasing, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, Todoroki, he's here.
Yay!
His dad's there too, and he's like, fuck off, Dad. Go get the fuck out of the way.
Shoto. Suck Shoto.
Wait,
Boy.
what? He has brothers?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Why does it say that?
You're
Bottom
different from your
panel. Has
older
it
brothers.
penetrated yet? You're different from your older brothers. You're my great masterpiece. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
I guess he's tried before.
I think he's tried multiple times to get actual power mixes that would work out well.
Huh.
Yeah.
Guess he is have brothers. All right, then.
Yeah. And this Todoroki is the only one that was actually,
A success.
well, enough of a success.
Masterpiece, according to Endeavor.
Yeah. Because he totally did all of it, and there was nothing to do. It's a fucking piece of shit.
I hate this character even more now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todoroki's like, fuck you. I'm not using your
Yeah.
power. Suck my cock. And then his dad's like, that's okay, because even when you get out of high school, someone's going to make you use that shit eventually.
Yeah. You can only get so far using half of your powers. And, well, yeah, it's fucking turning out that way a little bit. Spoilers.
Alright,
Todoroki could... The problem with this is Todoroki just needs to accept that using the fire powers is fine. He doesn't need to use it for direct combat. For support, though, to cover his weakness, it'd be fine.
Or he could just use it and flip off his dad every chance he gets. That's what I'd do. I mean, I have fire
Yeah,
powers.
that's probably good too.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, it's Sellotape versus Todoroki. So,
The best matchup ever. It's going to be action-packed, balls to the wall. Who's going to win? I don't know. Anyone's guess.
Yeah.
Aha! I have tape.
I don't know if I've got a shot here, but
I have tape.
Duct tape
yeah.
is the most powerful thing ever. He ain't rolling over. Aha!
I really do think it's Sellotape and not Duct Tape. I mean, it's his name.
Get it? Tape rolling
Honestly,
over.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. And then Todoroki's just like, sorry, you got me in a bad mood.
And he freezes half the area.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
At least 10% of the arena is just frozen. And that includes the open air.
Present Mike is a little bit struck by it.
I need
Not physically, but,
I
you know.
need a close-up of that face. That's a great face.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the 18-plus hero, whatever her name was, Midnight, I think, was struck by it physically.
So, no, yeah. All the other heroes just like, hey, there's a Flash!
It is,
Wow.
actually.
That's a thick Flash, dude.
That's a fat Flash.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the panda hero? Is that sexual harassment panda?
It might be.
It's the Chinese pedo bear hero.
Oh, God.
And Tenten's next to him.
Yeah.
Yay.
They're from
Hey,
China.
10-10.
Can't you tell they're from China?
Maybe that's just her dad, and she's the one with the powers, and he's just being weirdly supportive.
Yeah, maybe. Alright. Sorry I overdid it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just a bit pissed.
Yeah.
And hey, look, he's using his fire. Sort of.
Yeah.
In the way it should be used, to just thaw somebody, and that's it. You don't even need to use it for attacking.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to use it for attacking. Set things on fire. I would. All the time. I don't care who gave it to me or how they gave it to me. I'd use it to set him on fire.
I don't think that
Somehow.
works. That's not how
probably
fighting
wouldn't
fire
work.
with fire works.
Yes, it is.
Hell, fighting fire with fire in general probably doesn't actually work.
How do you beat a fire with more fire? That's how you beat fire.
For a while, I thought...
Would you call this from the ashes that used to be your house when it catches on a little bit of fire? Then I mean, you know,
I
see
guess
who's
in a
wrong.
sense-
I remember back in the old Pokemon show, he has a Magmar, so I'll use a Charizard because fire beats fire.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ash did it. Works for Ash Ketchum, so why the fuck would it
Yeah,
work for me?
okay.
That only
guess
works because
the whole-
Charizard is the biggest badass ever.
And also flying type.
Yeah, shut up. Anyway, the whole fighting fire with fire... I've literally been trying to talk for the past, 20, 30 seconds. The whole fighting fire with fire thing probably works, but only in the sense that you could say that you caused all the damage because you also started a fire, so it was technically your fire as much as their fire.
What?
So
Get your fire out of my
win,
fire. Gosh darn it.
I guess. I don't know.
I'm confused.
I am.
Anyway, so that was the 5 chapters for this week, and we're stopping at chapter 34, so we can do 35 through 39 next week, and we'll be all caught up.
34.5, the next one. I get to see Mount Lady, yay!
No one cares, yay!
She's talking with Midnight on a talk show.
Still no one cares, yay! Yeah, that was the fan service thing that
Yeah.
we did.
You just don't like it
Yeah.
because Mineta was in it in the 3 pages.
That too.
He enjoyed it. It was the best episode of that show ever to him, which I agree. Way to go, Mineta.
Alright, so, comments. The questions that we asked last week were, which is better, Derpry or Ride-Up, and what would your cavalry team be? Alright, so, kind of, says, he pretty much won this, he was the first comment on the video.
Yeah.
Derpry? No. Ride-Up? Maybe. But what about Thunderp?
Yeah.
Which is what we're using now.
Yep, just all the time, it's Thunderp. Through and through.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. He'd like to point out a good manga you having the second one notwithstanding. Black Clover just took off is about a world filled with magic users and 2 kids, rivals, on a way to compete to be a mage king or something. First few chapters seem to be quite good, and art is great as well.
You've described magical One Piece. I think I made that connection already, but yeah.
Kind of, yeah. And
Yeah, he said
then we have pretty much everyone agreeing that it's fucking Thunder Up now.
Yeah, and he said Black Clover was available on MangaFox, but the second I go to MangaFox, it says it has been licensed. It is not available on MangaFox. So I searched for it, and I couldn't find it on a place. So
Yeah. Greek Film says Ride Up.
Woo! One for Rider.
It's Thunder Up. We've already established
No, we're doing this the way it's supposed to be done. We're still going.
It's Thunder Up. It's Thunder Up wins.
Yes, Thunder wins, but I need to prove my superiority to you. So the votes still count for something.
Would have to go with Ride Up because it is closer to Raichu and better to say than Derpry, which sounds way too close to Darkrai. There's nothing wrong with that. Darkrai is way better than Raichu.
But it's not electric,
So?
which is the point.
He's so powerful, he's a nightmare. Huh?
Really?
Darkrai was kind of...
Really? Because Darkrai doesn't seem too powerful to me anymore. If you remember why.
yeah.
Shut up, Ken. Don't spoil.
Darkrai was spoiled by that asshole who had an entire team of legendaries.
Yeah,
I think he was.
pretty much. God, that guy sucked. Anyway, he thinks a team of Todoroki, Chocobo, Ida, and Froggy-chan would be a good team. Froggy can attack the headbands with a tongue. Todoroki and Chocobo will handle the defense from the sides and front respectively, and Ida is there for the utility speed boost.
It works, yeah. It's probably the best team.
Antonio K is, so what if she makes a cannon with her body? That doesn't matter. What matters is that there is more proof that bitches love cannons. And you can totally pick up chicks with a tank. Had to be said. Anyway, as much of a crybaby Deku can be, after the latest chapter, there is no doubt in my mind he has balls of steel.
Damn
that
right.
was chapter 37. We just read chapter 38, so we're gonna agree with you.
Oh yeah, 38 has an even bigger moment. It's good. Read it.
Yeah. It has a lot of bigger moments even. So... Not Falco and his Shadow Chocobo. What more could Deku have asked for? Whatever. I honestly cannot think of a cavalry team better than Deku's. Trying to pair my top 4 favorite characters so far would mean putting powers together that don't mesh.
Yeah, that happens.
Think of a better team than the one he had.
So he spent the 30 minutes of trying to force himself asleep by playing around with the words Ride-Up and Derpry, hoping to realize which one sounded better. Maybe it was because of how tired I was, but the words started to sound the same. Then I realized they basically were, so I figure why not both? It made so much sense to me in the clarity that was near sleep. Ride-Up and Derpry were different words that were pretty much the same, while Kaminari was one person with 2 different states of mind. Ride-Up could be his name when he is in his transitional state from Rai to Derp, and Derpry for when he is in his recharge state, so basically when he's fried his own brain.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, works. I'm not doing that.
It's complicated, so we're not going to use it, but it's a good system.
Ethan, Derpry sounds smoother to me. Thank you. You're absolutely right, it does. I agree with you.
Wow.
You're totally right.
Okay, you get 1 vote.
Kiss up.
1.5 votes, thank you.
Okay, so I guess we have 3.5 votes then.
What do you... 2 people have said Ride-Up.
Okay, 2.5.
Oh, Kainov didn't say Ride-Up, he said Thunder-Up.
Yeah,
so you have one Steven Z.
Greek Films and Steven Z both said that.
Oh, yeah. And...
whatever, just...
Antonio K didn't say... he said the Thunder-Up thing, not the Thunder thing, the 2 different names, so that's...
the existential thing that we're not going to remember. Just...
2.5 for you and 1.5 for me. So you're a point ahead.
Yeah. So rest of Ethan's comment.
Yeah. You guys would make a great human cavalry team. What are you talking about? Kenshi up front because he's likely the fastest if he hasn't fucked up his leg again.
Nope, still good.
Really?
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Take your word for it.
I was doing vertical leaps yesterday. Totally fine.
And strongest. Then we have problems choosing who's support and who's up top because Casey has admitted that he is not all that great in great physical shape, but it's probably better than his eyesight and hand-eye coordination and balance, which would be needed for being on top. Absolutely fucking true. Casey is support and put Slicer on top. That's probably the best. Yeah.
Awesome.
No mention of Zero, so...
Zero's a horse like I am.
I don't deserve to mention. I'm just worthless.
As for his team, Yaoyorozu would be a must for the support, Ida up front for speed and maneuverability. Derpachu would be a good pick, but he also doesn't want to just copy Todoroki's crew. If he had his way, he'd have someone who could help control the environment. Maybe Acid Girl. She could probably place roadblocks. Let's go with her. Tokiyomi up top for both defense and offense. Tokiyomi? Really?
Yeah, he's already proven that in canon that he can grab things with his bird, so that's 2 people grabbing things.
I guess. I just think he'd probably make a better horse. You know what? Deku was indeed...
That's chocobo racism.
Sure.
Bird racism. How dare you?
Deku is indeed kind of a dick, but I like that in a main character. Shows he has conviction.
I'm not sure what he means here. When was Deku a dick?
I can't remember. But in this week's series of chapters, he was a dick not because of his conviction, but his lack of conviction. Which, I'm not so cool with. He's pretty sure Invisible Girl is just topless. It looks like she's still wearing pants. In the cavalry, I assume. I didn't check.
No, she was not wearing pants.
Oh. Well, good for the rest of the team, then.
Yeah.
That's odd. Shinso has blue hair, apparently. Wonders what the limit on creation is. It seems like that must have some kind of energy restriction as to what you can create. Basically, the restriction is it has to come from her body, so it has to be of that size. If it's bigger, she has to know how to construct it.
Yeah,
Ken?
You just said the last thing you said was basically what I was going to add, so...
Also, it seems like she makes something too big, it uses her clothes, and then I assume it starts using her skin. In a way that doesn't...
It doesn't use any... It literally comes out of her body. So she can make it, but actually making something that would require more space on her body would basically cause clothing damage because it rips her clothes.
Okay, I get it now. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Fan service!
Ethan continues, he had a realization he has not or even had the thought to read any Bleach updates ever since we dropped it from Reflux.
I would tell you to stop, but this comment makes it seem like you
so
just went ahead and read it anyway.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not even going to read this comment, but basically Burnfinger's back and he's a good guy now, I guess.
Spoiler alert, it gets stupider. Since we dropped it, it gets even stupider. So, moving on.
Yeah.
Aizen tried to bring down the house.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb.
What part of we're not going to talk about it don't you get? Move on.
I just wanted to say that.
Whatever. The Burnfinger thing's okay, though. That made some amount of sense.
Right.
Ryu Hitsuya says, Derpry sounds too much like Darkrai, so he votes Rider.
Yay.
There you go. 3.5 to 1.5. Fine.
Victory! It's so sweet. It's so sweet, and I'm so petty, and I don't care.
Yeah. So, Cavalry team, All Might. That's it. That's the team. You lose. Good day.
You made the best team.
We like the superhero naming that he spent way too much of his mind on.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was good. And screw Kenshi. Wild Hogs was a masterpiece. They suck.
Well, I know not to watch movies with you.
It was pretty good. I'm gonna admit I kind of liked Wild Hogs in a stupid kind of way.
Alright.
Well, you don't watch any movies ever, so I don't take your opinion on anything.
Oh. I would argue, but that's totally true.
You still like Master of Disguise, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
It's a good one.
It's a horrendous film. Questions?
Nothing actually comes to mind, to be honest. If you could think of a power to assist fire, so like Todoroki's, I don't know, theoretical brothers, what powers do you think they have?
That's okay. I would say if you had Hypnotism Guy's powers, what taunt would you use to get them to answer you?
Yes, what would your taunt be to make someone say something to you so you can ensnare their minds? Something you know someone would respond to.
Should they pick a character or just something generic? Because something generic is easy. You just insult their mother or something.
Whatever you feel like. Have fun with it.
I want to hear what they would actually say. I want them to actually... I want a quote.
All right, that works.
Go for it. If you want to pick specific characters, go for it. If you want to do something generic, go for that too. I'm curious. This would be good. Yeah. So that and the whole countering fire powers. Yeah. We can do that. Cool. So I guess that's an episode. And it stops at about an hour and a half.
Yay.
That's
good time.
Yay. Well, we could just stall for another 40 seconds or so and just keep going. Make sure that it's an hour and a half exactly.
Why do you have to be so
Nah.
Why you gotta be
I think
so
it's okay. What's wrong with round numbers? What have you got against round numbers, Ken?
Round numbers and people who are obsessed with them are D-bags. Just let things go their course.
Does D-bag mean dime bag? Like 10?
No, that is not what that means.
Oh.
I like triangular numbers.
Triangular numbers? Really? I like prime numbers.
End the episode.
But we've only got like 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4.
Or is it trying
Bye,
to
guys.
remember?
Thanks for listening and stuff. That was cool. Yeah.